Okay, so now this story is about a man named Darby, and it's called 3 Feet from Gold. Darby had an uncle who, during the gold rush days, had caught gold fever. His definite lust for gold transpired into a quest for him and Darby to head west and stake their claim for wealth. After weeks of digging, Darby's uncle finally discovered a shining ore, but would need machinery to extract it from the mine. So his uncle returned to his home in Williamsburg, Maryland, and informed his family and friends about it, who in turn put their money together and purchased, what was needed to get the gold out of the mine. They had the machinery shipped, and Darby and his uncle headed out back west as well to continue with their quest. Darby had definitely struck one of the richest mines in Colorado. He was sure it would only take a few cars of ore mined and shipped to the smelter to clear the debts owed to his family and friends, and then would come the big killing profit, so he thought. Darby and his uncle continued digging and drilling and filling up cars until the vein of gold ore disappeared. They drilled away desperately looking for more gold, but then finally accepted that they must have emptied the mine, and their pot at the end of the rainbow was now empty. So they just quit. They sold the machinery to a junk man for a few $100s and took the train back home. The junk man was smart though. He called up a mining engineer to do a little calculating of his own in the abandoned mine. The engineer's calculation showed that the vein would be found just 3 feet from where the Darbys had stopped drilling. The junk man wound up taking in millions of dollars in gold from the Darby's mine because he knew enough to seek expert counsel before giving up. Darby didn't receive as much money as the junk man did. The exact amount of money he did take in wasn't mentioned, but they did say, excuse me, get your bula. Okay. All right. Darby didn't receive as much money as the junk man did. The exact amount of money he did take in wasn't mentioned, but they did say he paid back every penny owed to his family and friends, and that it took years to do so, so it probably wasn't much. Long afterwards, Mr. Darby recouped on his loss in money over time when he made the discovery that desire can be transmuted into gold by going into selling life insurance. He learned a valuable lesson from his experience in the mining business. His thought was, I stopped 3 feet from gold, but I will never stop because a man said no when I asked him to buy insurance. Darby became well known during that time among a company of 50 men for selling more than $1 million in insurance annually. The moral of the story is defeat sometimes comes into one's life before success reveals itself. The next time you're face to face with that trickster called failure, adapt the Darby stick ability concept instead of his quitability story. Seek special counsel, pray, and ask God and your angels for guidance, but don't give up. Excuse me. You could also you could lose out on the gold that is within reach, a mere 3 feet away. The most successful men of this country admit that their greatest success came about just beyond their comfort zone.